All right. Hello. Boy, am I nervous. All right. Anyway, that actually applies to my talk. I'm not just telling you that. Imagine right now that you're at an amusement park, getting ready to ride that roller coaster. All you have to do is wait 4 hours in line before you get there. You have your junk food. You got your Coke in one hand and your, salty turkey leg in the other, because that's what matters at amusement parks. You finally get to the front of that line. You take that ride, and then you're off it. You're stumbling to the nearest trash can, vomiting all over the place, trying not to look too gross because, there could be cute girls around. Just trying to be, presentable. That's pretty much the roller coaster ride, right? But what didn't I really talk about? The ride itself. It's interesting that what stands out so vividly in our minds is, what happens before the ride and not after. I mean, how well can any of you remember actually being on that roller coaster? Every twist and turn? You can. Maybe you can get an idea of the impression that you get from it, but can you really clearly remember all of it? So that's kind of the question I want you to keep in mind throughout my talk today. It's basically, what about that roller coaster ride? How come we can't remember the ride itself? So me, I'm an actor. My big passion throughout high school has been the performing arts. Since my freshman year, I've been in 10+ shows, and basically I've been in rehearsal continuously or in performance that entire time. And now that I'm nearing the end of my senior year, I'm thinking about reflecting on that journey and what it's been like. And I'm in rehearsal right now for my very last show at Midpack, and if I'm never going to be on stage again, I'd want to know, what did I get out of it? What have I learned? And so in this reflective process, I've realized that in theater, there's a lot of emphasis on the pre-show and the post-show, and not a lot of thought goes into the show itself. I mean, that's what really matters, right? I mean, everyone, all of the speakers here, and anyone who's done any performance or any presentation knows that feeling right before you get on stage, or you feel like your stomach's about to, come physically out of your body somehow, and your hands are shaking, your palms are sweaty, just, And that feeling afterwards when you get out of that theater or you leave that meeting and you're like, oh my God, I actually did it. It's over, thank God. And there is that pride in your work if it went well or if it didn't go so well, just, whew. But that's not what really matters. I mean, why do we only think about those experiences? Because, looking back at my very first show, I can so clearly remember what it was like backstage. I was like, I mean, I have to go in front of a paying audience right now? Are you kidding me? And then afterwards, I remember that feeling, that pride and that joy that I had actually done it. But if you asked me to look back and think about what it was like to be on that stage and to be in front of that audience, I don't think I could tell you, because I wasn't paying enough attention. And I think that as people, we tend to fixate on that before and after, and we don't put enough emphasis on the in-between. Another place I see this in my own life is the overall rehearsal process for theater. Because at the beginning, it's all about, auditions and casting. Anyone who's done anything in the performing arts knows that feeling of an audition, right? It's terrible, but necessary, I guess. And then afterwards, once you're in rehearsal, it's all about working to that opening night. You're never stopping to enjoy the process. I mean, you're just like, okay, what do I have to do? I have to memorize all my lines, got to get all my blocking, got to figure all of this stuff out. Every actor I know has that, that little clock ticking in the back of their heads, counting down all the days and the minutes until you have to be in front of people. Whew, that's a stressful experience. But what really matters is the performance process, or the rehearsal process, excuse me. And I think that that's often what gets left out. Because, I mean, as an aspiring actor myself, I wish I had realized a long time ago that what matters is the rehearsals, not opening night. Because rehearsals are where, you work on your craft and you have those conversations with the director and you horse around with your classmates and you just play around and goof around and figure all of this out. But when you're on stage for the first time, that's just letting it all go and releasing everything you've worked on. The rehearsals are what you learn from. And this is true in anything. when a teacher assigns an oral presentation to you, what they want is you to learn through the process, not the 10 minutes of agony that you spend in front of your classmates trying to stutter through it. No, it's the process of putting that together and learning. This TED Talk was all about me reflecting on myself and my own journey and what I've learned and what was worth, sharing for you people that paid $25 to be here. Very generous. So basically, this idea of focusing on the stuff in the middle and not the beginning and the end is what I like to call my meet in the middle philosophy. Because I think as people and as a society, and I think really this is just human nature, we tend to put a lot of emphasis on the beginning and the end, the cause and effect, the impetus and the outcome, but not the process of getting there or the journey. It's April of my senior year, so I have college on the brain. Just got the last of my acceptance letters, crazy thing, and basically I have the rest of the month to decide where I'm going. And, in this college process, I see a lot of problems with it because some of my friends, and I'm going to pick on one in particular, have all of this plan for it. Like this girl, all of her life, for years, she's wanted to go to Brown University, study biochemistry, and then, get her diploma, and then work for a big pharmaceutical company and, save lives or make buckets of money or whatever you do with that. And while I do admire having such a good idea of what you want out of life, I think that forgets what really matters about college, because for me, what I'm going for is to, be out of the house and away from my parents for the first time and have to do my own laundry and cook my own meals and pay for things. Oh my God. But it's that experience. And it's meeting these new students, these peers from around the nation and around the world whose beliefs and values might differ wildly from my own. It's meeting that and having my core beliefs, that confrontation. That's what you learn from. It's not the diploma you get at the end or the college that you go to even. It's the experiences that you have in between. It doesn't matter the birth and the death dates on your tombstone. What matters is that little dash in between, right? So basically, what I'm trying to say is, when you're eating a sandwich, what do you care about? The pieces of bread on the outside or the meat in the middle? Thank you.